ambulances, too. A lot of people just screaming, running away from Las Ramblas toward where we were, saying that the cops told everybody to move away. But I don't know exactly where it happened along that area, so I don't know if it was exactly right where we had just crossed or if it was down the road a bit. So it's hard for me to tell because, yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we still hear you. I just wanted to inject here. We've been looking at some extremely disturbing video of victims on the curb. Again, a van jumping the curb and plowing into a crowd of pedestrians in Barcelona. There is also a report from Reuters that 2 armed men have entered a restaurant in that area. We don't have any further information on that yet. I believe we have Deborah Pata from our London bureau who's been monitoring this on the phone. Deborah, can you hear me?
I can indeed, Anthony. Yes, you're quite correct. We don't have an official death toll yet. We understand there are deaths, and you can see bodies on the ground. A driver drove a van into this incredibly popular tourist destination. As you pointed out, anyone who's been to Barcelona will have been to the Ramblas. It's like the place you have to go. Busy, popular, cafes, bars, the place to be seen at. So they picked a good, not a good place. I mean, that's a completely incorrect word, but they picked a very, very busy, popular tourist destination. During the weeks up to this, there's been graffiti being posted, very threatening graffiti to tourists. And now this particular incident, police have confirmed that they believe that this is indeed a terrorist attack. And we also understand, we're hearing very disturbing reports that 2 armed men, after the attack, went into a restaurant. The driver of the van fled the scene on foot.
All right, Deborah Pata with an update there on the latest developments in a story that is breaking as we speak. As you see, enormous police presence in Barcelona, Spain, around Las Ramblas, where a van has jumped the curb. There are clearly multiple injuries and very serious ones to tourists. We're looking at BBC coverage right now of the event, and let's listen in.
Spoke to in the last few minutes, our Anwar. He's in Barcelona at the moment and told us what he saw.
It's a beautiful sunny day. Las Ramblas is right in the heart of the city. It's jam-packed with thousands of tourists. I was just about to sit down for something to eat. Then part of the shade decided I'll walk down a bit further. The next thing is literally seconds later, heard a crashing noise, and the whole street, I started hearing screaming. Everybody started to run, so I started to run in the direction people were running to shops. Families were screaming, the kids were taking them out of prams, and we started running, and within seconds police officers were out. I noticed yesterday when I arrived in the city that there's a heavy police presence. The police officers were in the scene literally within seconds. Guns were out, ambulances, fire engines, and you could see at the top of the street, sort of like vans. And then I had spoke to when Stan tried to get into a shop because people were panicking. There was a shopkeeper who was speaking and said something about a van. I spoke to him, tried to ask him, and he said he thought he'd seen a van had driven into the crowd, and he thought 5 or 6 people were very seriously injured. And then at that point, the ambulances, fire brigade, and police officers were on the scene with machine guns and guns. Very quickly, they were very jittery. People were panicking, and then we were pushed back again, and then pushed further back, and we keep getting pushed back. The police are absolutely everywhere at the moment.
So that's one British man who's a lawyer.
BBC coverage of the events in Barcelona, which are still developing. Once again, a van has jumped the curb and plowed into pedestrians in Las Ramblas, a tourist area in the heart of Barcelona. There are multiple injuries. We do not know how serious, but clearly some of them are very serious at this point. We will have more. We will be following this story throughout the day, and we'll be back on the air with any major developments. There will be more Esmela on your local station this evening on our 24-hour streaming news network, CBSN, and right here tonight on the CBS Evening News. I'm Anthony Mason, CBS News, New York.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.